What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another video on the channel. In today's video, we're going to be doing another My Hero Academia theory, and this one is going to be about Mirio. Now, the last My Hero Academia theory I did about Dobby and how he got his scars. I recommend checking it out. I'll leave a link to it in the description down below. Yeah, so in that video, it got a lot of support from you guys, so I'm just going to come out with another My Hero Academia theory because obviously you guys enjoyed it. So yeah, today's theory is going to be about Mirio, and if you guys enjoyed this theory, if you guys could like and subscribe, that would be amazing. And yeah, let's just get right into the theory. Alright, if you've read the manga or watched the anime on My Hero Academia, you'll know that Mirio had his quirk, lost his quirk that is, while fighting Overhaul. In this video, we're going to be discussing how Mirio will get his quirk back. In my mind, I see only two possible ways of how Mirio will get his quirk back, or a third possibility is just he won't get his quirk back at all. Now, the first way that I see Mirio getting back his quirk is a way that the My Hero Academia series alluded to, and that is having Eri rewind Mirio back to when he still had his quirk. But this way will probably take a long time to do. After all, Eri would have to have a lot of control over her quirk to make this happen. We know from the manga that Mr. Aizawa is training Eri to use her quirk, and that was at the beginning of the war arc. So if the heroes survive the war arc, then Mirio will get his quirk back years later, and it won't have any impact on the story if Mirio gets his quirk back that late. Now, another possibility is just that Mirio didn't get his quirk back at all. He just will stay quirkless for the rest of his life, and then will just become like a police officer or a vigilante. Now, this theory is also possible. We know that Sir Nine told Mirio that he would become a great hero after seeing into the future. But what if Sir Nine was just saying that and lying to Mirio? So Mirio will get his hopes up, and then he could maybe change the future. After all, we know that Deku changed the future because of his passion. So if Mirio has enough passion of wanting to be a hero, maybe he could change the future and get his quirk back. But if he doesn't have enough passion, and Sir Nine actually saw that he won't get his quirk back and won't become a hero, then that would make this possibility very likely. But I see another way for how Mirio can get his quirk back. We know that Mirio has a similar quirk to his dad because his dad says that he couldn't be a hero because of the quirk they both have. This fact that Mirio's dad and Mirio have similar quirks is pretty common. Most children inherit a quirk close to the quirks that their parents have. And since Mirio mastered their quirk, if Mirio has his dad's quirk, he should be as strong as he was when he lost his quirk. He might even be stronger because I feel like Mirio without his quirk will still keep on training because Night told him that he would become a great hero. But how would Mirio get his dad's quirk? The answer, all for one. We know from the manga that Shigaraki now has all for one. And since Shigaraki is coming after One for All, that means that Shigaraki and Deku will face off. Yet, in the beginning of the series, Deku says that My Hero Academia is a story of how he became the greatest hero, which means that he doesn't die against facing Shigaraki. And since he doesn't die and becomes the greatest hero, that means that he beats Shigaraki. But like, in Shigaraki's current skill level, I really just don't see a possibility of that happening, because Shigaraki is more powerful than All for One right now because he has the same strength as All Might when he doesn't have his quirk, and he has the same amount of quirks that All for One has, so he's even more powerful than him. So I don't think that Deku at 35% can beat Shigaraki. But what if we introduce another player that can help Deku beat Shigaraki? What if Mirio comes in and helps Deku fight Shigaraki? But how would this happen? Well, since both All for One and Shigaraki both have All for One, that means that All for One copied his quirk and gave it to Shigaraki. But what if that copy that he gave Shigaraki wasn't the only copy? After all, we see Nine have a copy of All for One in My Hero Academia Heroes Rising. So we already know that All for One at least copied his quirk twice. Now, All For One is a villain mastermind, and I feel like he wouldn't want his quirk to go away if Shigaraki failed. After all, we know that Shigaraki's failed in the past a bunch of times, and All For One's just like, you failed again, Shigaraki, so he might expect Shigaraki to fail, so he wouldn't want his quirk to go away. So, I feel like All For One would have created a backup All For One copy just in case for the Doctor to give to another person from the League of Villains to carry out the plan. But we know that from Present Mike we know that Present Mike saved the Doctor from the disintegrating hospital so the Doctor realistically could give someone All For One. But the hospital is destroyed, I hear you saying. How could the Doctor give someone All For One if the chip that holds All For One, the quirk, is destroyed? I have a feeling that All For One is such an important quirk that the Doctor wouldn't put it on the wall with all the other quirks. Since it was his master's quirk, and he definitely didn't want it to get stolen, I think that he would have kept the quirk on him, and the heroes can use that quirk. They can give the quirk to someone who really wants to be a hero and has no chance of being a villain. Mirio. But I think Mirio will decline the quirk just as he declined Deku's offer of one for all. Instead, he would just want his original quirk back, and he can do that by taking his father's quirk and transferring on to himself. And then he would give All For One away to a quirkless child who wants to be a hero and has a strong sense of justice. But some of you may say that Mirio will never steal his father's quirk, and that is true, but I feel like Mirio's father would offer up his quirk to Mirio because his father hasn't mastered his quirk, so 1, he isn't using his quirk, and 2, his quirk would be a disability for him if he ever activates it, and 3, he would want his son to be happy, and that would mean giving Mirio back his quirk, so I feel like his father would want to do it. So for those 3 reasons, I think Mirio will take his father's quirk. But what would Mirio having his quirk do for the story? Well, we know that Mirio is super strong. He's so strong that I think if he had his quirk, he could probably take down Shigaraki by himself. So whenever the next bad guy comes along that's too strong for Deku, Mirio could be alongside Deku, helping Deku fight and just encouraging him. So yeah, that's how I think Mirio will get his quirk back and what Mirio having his quirk would do for the story. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, I would recommend checking out my Dobby video on how Dobby got his scars. Link in the description. And yeah, if you guys also enjoyed, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Too easy!